Now, Rita, also a telling tale on Twitter of, just on a slightly lighter note, following the Capitol Hill riots that we spoke about. Tell us about the two very different treatments of the troops.
Well, yeah, these are the troops, 5,000 of them used really for political theatre for an inauguration. They were there to give the impression that the Capitol was under siege and terrorists could strike any moment, these right-wing terrorists. In fact, the only protesters, violent protesters that occurred during the inauguration were the usual lot, Antifa, attacking businesses and police stations. So these troops, once they served their purpose, you can see them. They were sent to sleep in a car park. There was thousands of them. They were sharing one toilet, apparently, one PowerPoint. And then we'll see some footage of Trump opening up his five-star hotel facility in the Capitol, and the soldiers were far more comfortable. But still, I mean, really, I mean, if that had happened under Trump, if you had the nation's troops being confined to a concrete car park, that would be absolute outrage. People will be saying what a disgrace this leader is. He's got absolutely no respect for the troops he commands. But you know, no one cops the blame for this.
I love the fact that Trump, even days after James, can still trigger them. Come on, guys, into my hotel, and the left go all bananas. James,
of course, but there's another serious point to this. There were also so many cases of politicians like Nancy Pelosi and so on going out and having photo ops with some of these National Guards people to say, "Oh, thank you so much for protecting us." We're not 6 months ago, guys, the idea that the National Guard could be brought out to quell riots and violent activity on the streets of American cities was considered so dangerous and so appalling that at least one person got fired from the New York Times for running an op-ed suggesting from Tom Cotton, the Indiana congressman, that this would be a good idea to do. So the left has come very, very far in 6 months. You know, suddenly they like the National Guard, they like law enforcement, and I worry that what's happening now is this is a part of a show of strength and a sort of a security theater that's going to be used as a new crackdown on what they're going to call domestic terrorism, which they're going to use as a way to ramp up the threats and the fear campaign. Any Trump supporter is now a domestic terrorist. But listen, what a surprise.
Rowan.
Yep, Rita, go on.
I was just going to say that Trump did manage to make the left hate rioting for about 5 minutes, but that's already over, because with the rioting we're seeing in Portland and Seattle, CNN just had a piece yesterday saying that, one, it didn't call them rioters, they're protesters.
Of course.
And in the opening paragraph,
mostly peaceful protesters.
How they were railing against racial inequality. So again, it is rationalising the violence of these absolute extremist thugs from the left. But if there's extremist thugs from the right and those Capitol Hill rioters, the ones who burst in, they're absolutely rioters and they should have the book thrown at them. But why can't we just be consistent and condemn all rioting unequivocally? Surely that's not difficult, but it seems to be impossible for CNN and MSNBC and ABC and all the others.
We'll be chatting to Andy No shortly, our old friend Andy No. He's waiting in a London studio to chat to us in a second, and he can absolutely shine more light on that. But you're absolutely right, Rita, the way that suddenly you're rioting if you're on the right and you're just a peaceful protester if you're on the left.